So I'm Casey with Casey's Paint Shop, and we are here today with our good friends from RUPES. We got Todd with us today. We are working on a new venture here at Casey's Paint Shop. It's going to be pretty epic, I feel like, on our side. And what better company to bring in than RUPES for all of our polishing needs to do this venture. Todd is here today. They sent us a bunch of machines. We got a bunch of different compounds and pads. And he's going to go through this with us and kind of explain this, because we have been using RUPES for probably close to 9 or 10 years now, I'm guessing. But these machines are the new ones. So we haven't seen these or used these yet. It's just a little bit better version than the ones we already have, I would say. We don't have anything that's battery operated at all. Everything we have is a cord. So we're kind of excited to try the battery operated version of it. You know, that's one thing that kind of does hinder you a little bit when you're buffing, is fighting the cords and swapping around. It's hard to switch between buffers because you're unplugging cords or plugging cords in. And sometimes you have 3 or 4 cords. Me and Keen have been buffing many times. You get cords tangled up and you do so many 360s trying to like grab compound and different pads, and before you know it, your cords are all wound up on each other. So I think this will actually be a really cool addition to our fleet of RUPES.
So we're excited, honestly, to partner with you. And RUPES is one of those companies. I've been with RUPES for 12 years. We have a lot of body shop guys, detail shop guys say, hey, how do I get sponsored by RUPES? And the reality is we always say no. It's been up until recently 100% no. We don't like that. Now, the reality is with you, Casey, is you've been a RUPES customer for 10 years. When I came and visited you a couple months ago, you opened up your cupboard and it was almost all RUPES.
Yeah.
So that's how the relationship kind of developed. So we're excited to support you and your new adventure with the detail shop. And let's be honest, you're known around the world to make high quality paint jobs, and we both have a common goal. We want your paint jobs to look as good as possible.
Absolutely.
So this is the first tool we're going to unbox. We have a bunch to go through. This is our HLR 21. This is called the BAS kit. And this was, at the time in 2025, RUPES's biggest launch. We took a while. So back when the Nano Polisher came out in 2015, that was the first battery operated polisher. It took us a while to come out with a battery operated large polisher, and the reality is because there's all kinds of drawbacks. Most of the companies out there, when they came out with a battery powered polisher, they stuck a battery on the back of their existing polisher. You got 20-25 minutes of runtime. It was heavy, it was imbalanced. The battery itself weighs almost half a pound, so now you have more weight to roll around. We designed this from the ground up to be a polisher with a battery.
That was my biggest concern when I talked to him about this, was how does that throw off the balance?
Sure.
Like I was worried that, because you know, you kind of used to using the machine weight to give you your pressure for polishing. And I'm like, okay, am I gonna have to push harder? Am I gonna have to pick up on the back to, you know, for the counterbalance? And you were explaining to me that this is actually balanced off the trigger, correct?
Yep, the trigger, and we'll kind of go through that. The trigger weight is the center of gravity. So this is brand new. It's never been out of the box before.
We did kind of cheat it and already charged the batteries though.
We did cheat. But even if I put this in your hand with no battery, you'll feel it's actually about 3.5 pounds. It's light. It's significantly lighter than the corded version.
It's lighter. Yep. I can tell immediately.
Significantly lighter. And then we have a fully charged battery that may or may not have been opened before. And when you push that in, the first time you ever use it, it's going to be very tight. There's a reason behind it. And then I don't know if you can catch on the camera, but this light right here is glowing blue. And that is to let you know that the battery is fully charged. Now, one thing that's different with this, if I go to squeeze the trigger, nothing happens. It's locked.
Okay.
So it is a difference between our corded tools and our battery tools. Here's the reason why. We developed these. We did prototypes at SEMA in 2025. We were sending them down. We packed them up after SEMA, and we had bags that were running across the floor because nobody took out the battery. So we realized with a battery tool, you need to have a trigger lock so you're not accidentally running the tool when it's in storage. So the way that we do that is if you do a half a press of the trigger lock, it releases it. And then you'll also see that the light turns blue.
Okay.
One thing that should be super noticeable, and I'm assuming you guys can hear me, is I'm not raising my voice at all. So in terms of decibel level, compared to the previous generation, this replaced a tool called the Mark III. it's about 10 decibels quieter, which is significant. On top of that, it's about 40% more efficient. And here's kind of the secret sauce. And let me let you feel that with the battery so you can feel how it's balanced right in your hand.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
So some of the work was this. We looked at competitors, they were heavier. We looked at what we wanted to do. So we started with every part of this tool is brand new. So that head unit, the head unit itself, the gear set is what we call polysyntex. It's a polyresin, like a fiber gear set that's just more durable than steel, significantly lighter and less friction. So that helps drive battery time upwards without the use of a heavy battery. It's a brushless motor. Every internal part of that is optimized for battery life. So what we tend to see is power that is equal to the Mark III, the previous generation that it replaced. Runtime of 40 minutes continuous. What that translates to in the real world is about an hour and 15 minutes, okay, right? Because you're on and off the trigger. And then charge time on the battery is about 50 minutes. Our batteries are made by Samsung. So RUPES does not make batteries. It's one of the few parts we don't make. But what's unique is the programming that we developed with Samsung allows this tool to run at full power until the battery dies. So those blue indicator lights, they'll actually flash when you're at about 5% battery life to let you know, because it's an abrupt stop. You won't feel a drawdown on power. Okay. So the idea here is to give you all of the performance you expect from a Bigfoot polisher in a battery operated tool.
Nice.
And we're super happy with it.
So now the pad, or the backing pad, is totally different than I'm used to. Now this has been out for a little while, correct?
Correct, yeah.
I have not had the thin backing pad. Can you explain the difference to that?
So there's a few parts that, and it's actually a kind of a long-winded answer I'm gonna give you. But the backing plate itself, what we did is we reduced the mass of it, which was tricky because part of the balancing of the tool is the counterweight to the pad weight. But we reduced that mass, and one of the reasons we reduced the mass is because, again, if you have to throw a heavy backing plate in a big orbit, that kills battery life. So that backing plate weighs about 1/3 as much as a standard backing plate, but it is balanced to the tool and the pad. This is the blue rim, so we call it the Precision Pro. It lowers the center of gravity, which is something that we found out that when we interviewed our customers, they preferred a lower center of gravity. They want the polisher closer to the paint. So this is the concept behind this one. And then there's also a 2nd generation Precision Pro that has a white interface and it has a higher grip level. So we let you kind of choose if you want super high grip, or even when you were pulling this off, it's still pretty sticky.
Absolutely.
But it's a really, really big improvement to the tool. It helps with balance and it reduces the energy consumption of the battery.
Cool, very nice.
This is the 21 and the 21 BAS kit. You get a charger. It's a double charger, but one thing I want to point out is it doesn't charge both batteries at once. Whatever battery is highly charged, it will take to full before it charges the lower charged battery. So the way it works is at night you throw both batteries on, come back, they're charged in the morning. Charge time is between 40 and 50 minutes. The biggest variable there is ambient temperature. In the cold, it takes a little bit longer to charge. But you should be 40 to 50 minutes. And then we also have 4 pads, or 4 different types of pads, 8 pads in total. Yellow foam, yellow wool, our blue wool, which is our coarse cutting, and then a brand new intermediate aqua blue or azure blue foam, which is designed to kind of bridge the gap between our traditional coarse blue pad and the yellow foam. So a wide variety of pads. 250 ml, 250 milliliter, or 1/4 of a quart polishes in blue and yellow, 2 batteries and a charger, and probably the most state-of-art polisher that's available on the market today.
Nice. So our first polisher was a 21 millimeter throw. This is essentially the same polisher, but in a 15 millimeter throw, correctly?
and one of the questions we get all the time is how do I know what to choose, a 21 or a 15? What's better for me? Now, there's some realities to this that aren't talked about. The 21 comes with a larger pad. So the advantage of a larger pad with a larger orbit is that you do have a little more speed, right? So that pad's orbiting a little faster, you have a little more cut.
Okay.
The negative side of having a larger orbit is it actually spends more time orbiting away from the edge. So while you tend to be really beneficial on large and flat panels, you lose a little bit of efficiency on curves and contours. So what we've seen over 12 years of selling them in North America is body shop guys, collision center, bigger is better. They want the 21. We've seen a drastic movement of detailers moving away from the 21 to the 15 because they're detailing more, let's say, intermediate sized cars, and it makes more sense. So if you're a detailer and you're working on aviation, if you're working on marine, if you're working on large pickup trucks, right? We're in Texas. Then the 21 is a better tool. But generally speaking, the 15 is a little bit, not quite as strong on a flat panel, but it more than makes up for it in efficiency and curves. One of the misconceptions is that a 15 will cover, like, let's say, less ground than a 21. But it's not entirely accurate, and here's why. Whenever you have a large orbit, that means the tool is sweeping, right? It's doing this. It's doing the Mr. Miyagi. And the further it does that, the more the border around the edge grows where the tool isn't doing real work. So one way to demonstrate that is I'll put a pad on this and we'll put the battery in it.
It's always tight the first time you put it in.
It is very tight the first time you put it in. And there's a reason for that. What it is this. When we developed this tool, what we realized was that some of the battery tools on the market, when this was a looser area, the vibration would travel here and it would it acted as a pendulum that increased vibration in the tool. With the tight interface between the battery and the polisher, it helps keep vibration and control for the length of the tool. But when I run this, you can see that there's kind of this ghosted edge. So where the pad looks solid on the camera, that's where we're doing all of the work. And the larger we make the orbit, the larger that edge grows. So it's not that it necessarily covers more area, it's that it's just a little bit more, a larger orbit's a little more efficient in the area that it does cover. But you lose edge work because as you can see, the bigger that orbit, the less I can get into an edge and actually polish it without over polishing the areas surrounding it. So the biggest advantage of a 15 versus a 21, and the question we always get asked, is that it allows you to be more efficient and curved in smaller areas. The trade-off obviously is large areas, but let's say you're looking for one polisher. Then the 15 is the best choice. If you're willing to have multiple size polishers with multiple orbits, the 21 will give you a little bit more efficiency on a large flat area, and then the mini polishers will be more efficient in curved areas. So that is the best way to do it. So it's really just how much do you want to invest and what are you looking to do?
Gotcha.
Now the HLR 15, HLR Hybrid 15, has all the advantages of the HLR 21. So it's got the synthetic gear set, brushless motor, 3.7 pounds without a battery, super well balanced, very quiet. I can run it and there's no noise interference. It's one of those tools that you don't have to wear earplugs to run. Very low vibration. So it's everything you expect for a Bigfoot, but for the next generation. And one thing I should touch on with the 21 and the 15, and we don't advertise this too much, but RUPES is actually on the 3rd generation of this tool. It was launched 2 years ago, but we've had feedback from customers and they said, hey, work on this, do that. So we've changed the way the motor is mounted in here. We've changed the way the backing plate attaches to the pad. We've listened to every feedback we have, and we constantly are making changes to make this a better experience for our users.
Size-wise, is this different than the 15
100% same chassis.
Same body,
Yep.
everything?
Yep.
Okay.
The shroud's a little smaller because it's a smaller counterweight, and the pad goes from a 7-inch pad to a 6-inch pad on the face.
Nice. Okay. Cool deal.